Good afternoon, everybody. We got Amadeus, got Sean, I'm Jim. And yesterday, boys, and actually this entire week, when we were talking about Champions League, um, everybody said don't bet on Byron. And you guys were right again.
They stink. And then after the game, Sadio Mane punched Leroy Sané in the mouth. So,
So the best action was off the pitch.
yeah, and I
Usually is.
yeah, and then look, the Manchester City went from plus 250 to plus 100 to win the tournament at this point. It's going to take, someone's got to step up. Arsenal has to step up in the Premier League. Manchester United or Brighton's going to have to step up in the FA Cup. Napoli or Real Madrid or AC Milan, maybe, who knows, or Inter is going to have to step up in the Champions League because City's the favorite to win all three of the competitions they're in. I don't know that they'll win all three, but they're favored. And I just quickly with this game today, I thought Osimhen was going to play today. He's out, and all of a sudden, AC Milan has a chance. The last 6 times they've played, the road team has won. The AC Milan has a chance here with no Osimhen to take a lead and maybe set up a San Siro clash in a UEFA Champions League semi, which probably would be the biggest derby match of all time. It will be 2 matches, but they have a chance here. I think interesting. I don't know how you're feeling about it, Amadeus.
Yeah, I mean, Osimhen, he was supposed to suit up for this leg, and then it came out sometime yesterday or the day before that he wasn't gonna be able to make it for this one. But I don't know. Napoli, they still have a very strong team. They're going to be out to get them after that 4-0, throttling me just over a week ago. And I'm not counting this Napoli team out. Even without him, they still have a solid core group of players in the midfield. And frankly, I just don't trust AC Milan. They're my team. I watch them very closely, and they suck. There's nothing else to say about it. They're streaky, and streakiness is not going to help you in this competition.
Yeah, they need Leao and Diaz to show up, and Giroud. Look, over 2 legs. I mean, the Napoli leg next week. I mean, if he's not healthy for this match, a week later it's touch and go. So, I think that's interesting. There's a huge chance. And then the other game today is Real Madrid and Chelsea. We just talked about it on the other show with Paul, and Bill was on there asking about the games. I just, with Benzema is plus 550 to score 2 goals today. I'm not gonna crush that, but I think that might be worth something there. So.
Yeah, Chelsea, they come to play in these Champions League competitions, but going up against the defending champions, and I believe they kicked them out last year, right? There was that wild 2-legger where it was like they were down 2-1 and they scored like 3 goals in the second half. Wasn't that tie last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these guys, they definitely have some recent history. But still, I think Real Madrid is the better team. They're another team though that's very streaky. But I mean, Chelsea's the king of streaky. So
I just don't see. I don't know. We were just talking about this. It's interesting because if I was Chelsea, look, this doesn't help them today. If I was Chelsea, I'd bring Lukaku back. They need a striker, right? And they have 800 players and they have all this stuff. If I was Chelsea, I would bring Lukaku back. You can't, they're not going to be, if they don't win the Champions League and they finish in the 11th or 10th or 9th, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. They're not in Europe. They're not going to be able to spend all this money. Boldy wants to spend unlimitedly like he owns the Dodgers, and you can't do that in this league. You're going to have to sell some players. You can't have 37 players rostered.
Well,
So
that's the thing, right? Like Boley is not even used to the North American. He owns a team in the only league where there's no salary cap. It's just a luxury tax, and if you go
yeah,
over it, it's like fine, I'll pay it. Right? I want my team to be the best.
Right.
you can't do that. For Chelsea, I think Lukaku coming back might be worth a shot.
He's been getting better, man. He's been really getting better.
Yeah, but when he does, like he was okay for United. He plays like he's wearing Timberlands. He's like, but
He's
look,
slow. He is
he's
slow.
on the books for Chelsea. And Chelsea needs a 9. So that solves the problem, but it doesn't solve it today. Like we're trying to figure out who's going to score. Like who's going to score the goal today for Chelsea? Chelsea's lineup is
It's gonna be Felix.
Up top, Felix and Sterling, with James and Chilwell outside, Kovacic, Conte, and Fernandez. So you got,
Still no Mudryk, man. Like their best team has Mudryk in the starting 11. I don't understand.
Right now.
Who's the 9?
No, they don't have one. That's the
Kai
problem.
Havertz.
Giant
Kai Havertz is the 9.
They have false 9 sometimes, like Virgil plays a false 9. Look, he has a Champions League final game-winning goal when they beat thing, but he's not a 9. They have a lot of 10s. They have a lot of 10s. Felix is a 10. Sterling is – I don't even know what Sterling is. But
and they removed.
Felix is plus 340 to score. Sterling is plus 400. Now you go look at the odds for the Real Madrid goal scorer. Well, who's going to score for them? Oh, maybe the Ballon d'Or winner, Karim Benzema, the number 9, who's got about 8,000 goals in the last couple of years. He's plus what's like. Or how about Vinicius Jr., who's been unbelievable?
Rocket on cleats.
He's arguably a Ballon d'Or candidate as well. So Rodrigo, they just have their goals come from other places sometimes. I mean, they Militao comes up with a goal.
Your guy
Valverde comes up with a goal. But Rodrigo up there. But no, Benzema is going to score. They're playing 4-3-3, and Chelsea's going to play a 3-5-2, but it's not. It's a 5-3-2. 100% they're going to go there and just be defensive. It is what it is. But if Chelsea, I don't care about that stuff because you it doesn't matter what you look like. You got to get results. If that gives them the best chance to win the game, flooding the midfield and having 2 banks of basically, it's really, I don't even know if it's going to be the 2. I mean, it's going to be 5-3-1-1 maybe or something like this, where Sterling is going to maybe drop back or Felix will drop back. But if that gives them the best chance to win, I don't care. I don't see it. I don't think they're going to do it. I think Real Madrid wins this pretty easily. But
so we're looking at a low-scoring game then.
I don't know. I mean, the last time they played last year with Tuchalaban in charge, the first leg was 3-1 Real Madrid in London, and then Chelsea took a 3-0 lead. I was at the game. It was a crazy, crazy game, and it really should have been 4 because they disallowed a goal. But once again, they scored right after that, so they probably wouldn't have scored the second goal. And then Modric scored a minute after the third goal went in to make it 3-1, went to extra time, and then Benzema had a penalty 4 minutes in. It was 3-2, but I don't know. Every Real Madrid is only solely focused on this competition and the Copa del Rey, where they're going to play Osasuna, so they'll walk to the title on that. So
finally, they're going to win one.
Yeah, look. So if Carlo goes out with a Copa del Rey and they get to a Champions League semifinal and play City, which they beat last year on the way, 6-5 on aggregate. I think that would be pretty good. So yeah, look, I mean, it could be. What's the total? The total is 2.5 is basically even. It's -109, -112 over under. So I don't think they know. I don't know how many. I would say 3-1, just like last year. 2-3-0. But it's just like kind of like Paul was saying. Paul's a Real Madrid fan, and I don't know. He's not super confident, but I just think, look, everything's in their one basket now. basically they're focused on this. They don't care about La Liga. I think they'll show up big today.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you see that kind of line, right, it really tells you the books don't know, because it could, like you said, it could be the 3-1 Real Madrid that shows up, or it could be, the we have trouble scoring and Chelsea's just going to come and sit back on defense until they make it back to the home leg. So, it could end up being a low scoring.
If Madrid scores, see, the thing too with this is it's not like a Premier League game or a La Liga game. If Madrid scores early, first 10 minutes, Chelsea's probably not going to change, because, 1-0 result isn't the worst thing ever either for them. If they're down 3-0 at halftime, obviously they'll do something. But, if it's 1-0 in the 75th minute, I don't even know. They might not even try to go for it. They could. But, I don't know if they'll be super open and maybe let, Madrid score 2 or 3 goals there late to kind of blow the tie open. I think it's one of those games where maybe they'll stay 1-0.
Yeah, Bayern Munich would have loved keeping that game 1-0 yesterday, but Upamecano had other thoughts about that. So
yeah, I'm just.
He gave that game away, man.
You know what the thing is too about this? That Bayern Munich team. I just compared them earlier to Liverpool, because obviously great teams over the decades and decades, and they'll probably be good at some point in the future, but they're aging. That lineup they had yesterday, no, Summer stinks. Neuer's old.
Summer's all over the place. Like, he is just everywhere, man. I get because he's a small guy, he's got to be more active in the net, but my God, he is just erratic in that box.
They're a little like Chelsea too. Like, who's scoring the goal for them? They got Masila and Gnabry.
Choupo-Moting on the bench. That's who's scoring.
Yeah, but I thought he was hurt.
Yeah, I guess he is hurt.
I think he was. It was the same as Gravenberch is there. Thomas Muller. They're getting old. These guys are going to leave. Sane and Mane and whatever. And, Davies isn't really a elite kind of center back. Obviously, he's playing left back. Pavard's going to leave because they're trying to target these other guys. They're targeting Frimpong, which Manchester United is, but Manchester United said, listen, if you get Frimpong, Manchester United get Frimpong or Pavard, which, Pavard is both pretty good. I'd probably rather have Frimpong, but, Goretzka, these guys are just okay. Kingsley Coman, I know he wins titles, but whatever, what's he do for you? Gnabry, these guys aren't elite kind of players. And I just think at some point, I feel like you're starting to see it. They're losing players to Brighton and Brentford, and the Premier League teams have so much money. And they're getting the German guys. Well, that German class of players that when they lost in 2000 and they did that whole reset ahead of the World Cup, and they just they plowed all the money in, and then they won the World Cup in 2014. Well, those guys are all old now, so who's the next set of players coming through? It's just not. Bayern Munich's been based on the German players and getting all the players from the Bundesliga, and then figuring them out. Delit's not going to stay. I mean, that guy's moving all over the place.
I know they would probably need Füllkrug if they want, they want to find a scorer that's still German.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, he's he's okay, but like, I mean, look at the city, Holland, Grealish, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Silva. That front five is ridiculous. Like, all 5 of those guys would clearly slot into the Bayern Munich team. There's guys on the bench like Julian Alvarez. He didn't even play. Kyle Walker. He's getting older, but still good. I mean, Calvin Phillips hasn't played a minute all year. Riyad Mahrez, who's a monster. They're really good. So, and Phil Foden didn't even play. So it is what it is. That Bayern Munich team, I think, is on the downside here. I mean, they're Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, they're all kind of in the same basket. It's about, Manchester United. Look, if they get sold to Qatar, they're kind of a different thing because they're one of the old powers, but they have a new owner. But it's about Newcastle now. It's about Manchester City. It's about the Premier League now. Brighton and Hove Albion and some of these teams. Obviously Serie A is coming back. I think they've plowed some money in, but it's a new future going forward. You're going to see Newcastle United in the Champions League a lot. You're going to see, obviously Manchester United and Manchester City. It's going to go at some point, like once again, they'll go to that Super League because they can't keep – these teams are all, oh, man, we can't compete. We can't compete. Well, we tried to form a Super League and everybody went crazy. So, at some point, like that's what's going to happen. Those super teams are going to go out there and the rest of the teams will be left to whatever. And it's fine because that'll still be, fun.
So when we saw, so much parity, like you're talking about, parity in the Premier League, they don't like it. I mean, I'm just asking.
No, I think these teams, they don't like the fact that the Premier League is so rich because the TV deals. But look, not for nothing, they had the Bundesliga had a TV deal with Fox, and Fox screwed, like they blew it. The Premier League figured it out however long ago. Listen, right. Fox sucks. Like we're not going to deal with them. We're going to go to NBC. We're gonna, whatever. Right. So their TV rights, and now they're going to switch to a new service, and it's going to blow up in Premier League, so they're going to get even more money. But they're better at marketing it, and now if you're a player, the Bundesliga gets 5 spots or 4 spots in the Champions League, right? So if you're a player, are you going to go play at Union Berlin or Freiburg where you're going to get paid about $15,000, $20,000 a week? Or are you going to go play for Brighton and make $90,000 a week? And then if they get into or these teams, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, these people aren't dumb. The players, they figured it out. Like, look, there's more money in these other leagues now. So, it's the same. I mean, La Liga, Real Madrid is so big. Barcelona's so big, but you see what's happening with them. Barcelona's within, they can't. Gavi's not even registered. They're on the thing of imploding. I mean, they're going to have to be sold to the nation state. Their stadium's not great. I mean, it's made out of like concrete. It's just weird. I mean, it's not an elite team. I mean, they still do stuff, but it's not even. The Premier League, when you have, I don't even know what I'm looking at here.
Well, you're talking about the Premier League. Their TV rights are in the billions. So, I mean, that's a significant chunk beyond what everybody else has got.
Yeah, and they're doing it. They're doing it smart too. They're getting deals in different countries too. Like obviously up here, it's not NBC who has the rights; it's Fubo TV. So that's what I mean, right? If you want to find the Premier League games, every country has got something that's showing them. It's just might be different, and that just goes to show you all the different deals that they're putting together.
Yeah, I mean, the way that it works here in the United States is that ESPN for many years had it, and then NBC started bidding on it, and the amount kept going up and up and up and up and up, and eventually, Fox had it for a while, and then NBC got it and decided they're going to lay it across the platforms so you can see as much of it as possible. So it's it was a good job, and as Sean was saying, it really is an amazing opportunity to market yourself, and while you're marketing yourself, get the TV money.
That's right. Yep.
And it's it's hard for others to compete in that space.
That's right.
So
I got to go cover a game. I got to bounce. So
Okay.
just wanted to get in here and talk about a little.
Before you go, what
Wait,
did
just
you think of that
before-
Benfica match yesterday?
What's that?
What did you think of that Benfica match yesterday? Before you
I
go?
had Inter. I don't know. Like Paul was saying, you're telling everybody about Benfica, and then I listened to Paul, and I was like, you know what, you're right, and I bet Inter. Benfica. I saw somebody ranting on my timeline about like Portuguese football. Portuguese football's a mess too. Benfica had a chance to make a semifinal, and they're done.
Yeah,
real
Inter
quick,
playing
I know you got to go, but
amazing.
real quick, the number that each team in the Premier League gets each year from worldwide television is $3.1 billion.
Yeah, they get. I mean, each team gets 150 million pounds, 175 million pounds every year before anything happens. Like before they make the Champions League final and all this other stuff, and that's not including their shirt deals and all this
Right,
stuff.
the merch.
Manchester United they've been running into the ground, but like they're making $500 million a year and like minimum. So it runs itself. Wait till they get an owner that doesn't need the money and just says, just take all that money you make and plow it into the facilities and the team and all this stuff. Then that's what's going to happen. I mean, it's not going to be run as a business. It's going to be run as a team like City and Newcastle and all this stuff. And it's going to blow up.
We're going to start a Patreon so that we can go ahead and make that money to buy the team. So we're working on it.
$7.5 billion they want. So
You got to start little. Okay, we'll get small investors.
Yep.
That's why they call them angel investors.
Yeah.
So, all right,
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Be well.
Everyone.
Gone. Okay. Here we are again. So we talked about soccer. NBA basketball today. Playoff games again. Last night, LeBron James came through for the Lakers.
Yeah, barely, man. They needed overtime to get past the Timberwolves team. That
Right.
one guy breaks his hand, punching the wall, and another guy gets sent home mid game. So I don't know if that just screams, Lakers dominance. But yeah,
It screams. I don't know what it screams, but
yeah. And then the Hawks ran all over the Heat. So definitely some interesting scores yesterday.
something's going on in the water there. Let's look real quick. Tonight, the Chicago Bulls are in town. They're facing the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, they don't have a good history up here, but DeMar DeRozan's return to Toronto. We obviously he's been back before, but we gave him away for Kawhi Leonard. We won the championship. Now he has a chance to keep Toronto out of the playoffs with a win tonight. It's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Yes. By the way, just in case you want to torture yourself, the game is on ESPN. But on ESPN2, and this is why I'm talking about portrait song, you get to watch the game with none other than everybody's favorite fan who you want to sit down and chat with during a basketball game, Stephen A. Smith. So if you want to watch the game with Stephen A., that's on ESPN2. If you actually want to see a game with Mike Green and the guys, that's going to be on just plain old ESPN, which I assume.
Why would they have him doing the Raptors? Like, come on.
No, I don't know.
That's how much they care about us. They're like, we need a game. We need a team that we don't care about. Give them the Raptors game.
All right. And so then the second game of the double dip is Oklahoma City at the Pelicans. And that game starts around 9:30. Tip off on the first one is 7 o'clock. So as I said before, torture on ESPN2. I assume it's up in Canada. It's TSN, right?
Yeah, it's TSN up here. They'll probably have 6 channels showing it because we can't show anything else.
Right. Gotta show that.
And then the other 6 channels will be showing the Blue Jays game. So we're gonna have 12 channels showing a game, but it's only 2 different games.
Rays and Red Sox get underway 6:30 tonight. You got
Going for that 12-0.
going for 12-0. Red Sox and Rays. Oakland and the Baltimore Orioles. That's also a 6:30 throw. 7 o'clock, it'll be the Blue Jays and Tigers. Cincinnati is Atlanta. Kansas City is Texas. What else? So the Dodgers in San Francisco. It's your late game tonight. So
Your guy Kershaw on the mound.
Right.
The ageless wonder.
Ageless wonder. Yes, the last man standing. And for those late birds, FS1 CONCACAF Championship. Atlas versus the Philadelphia Union.
Yeah, the Union really struggled in that first leg in Philadelphia. I don't know how they're going to fare tonight against Atlas. Atlas was given a red card, and the Union still struggled to score in that last 30 minutes. The only reason they scored, I know, right? The only reason they even won the game 1-0 is because they got a penalty in the last 10 minutes. So I don't know.
Would have been a draw.
Yeah, I don't know about this Union team. Might be Atlas tonight. Might be a team to watch out for. I think they're minus 125, something like that.
You never know what to, you never know what to pay attention to in that. Okay.
Yeah, the Union, they haven't been good to start the season in the MLS either. So, yeah, I mean, it was an MLS team that won the CONCACAF Champions League last year, so they got big shoes to fill here, and they did not.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know. I mean, they haven't gotten off to a great start in MLS.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You don't. I would hate to see them bomb out, but that's a possibility.
That's the thing. I think Atlas might win tonight. It might be another 1-0 match and then goes to extra time. But and then anything could happen, especially if it goes to penalties. But I don't know if the Union can win this one on the road. It's going to be.
I was going to say on the road it's tough to win. Definitely on the road.
Especially when now you have to travel to a different country. You're already not playing well to start your season. You struggled to beat them a man up at home the previous leg. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of things.
A lot of drama going on there
for this team.
Definitely a lot of drama going on there, but we'll find it. We'll make it work. So, what do you like tonight in baseball?
Yeah, hold on. First, we got a quick question from Bill.
Here. Okay, fine.
Yeah, Bill. AC Milan is my team, but I still think Napoli's better. They keep winning games. Oshman's been out for a while, and they're still winning games. I know he missed the match against AC Milan where they got throttled 4-0 just over a week ago. But that's all the more reason for Napoli just to be pissed off in this game. And they did beat AC Milan in the reverse fixture earlier this season. I think it was back in October, but they won at San Siro 2-1, and they were without Oshman in that match as well. So. I don't know. I don't trust AC Milan. I really don't trust my team.
So there you go on that one. So tonight on baseball, we got some interesting teams. I don't know Kershaw, Eek. I mean, Atani, amazing. His ERA is 0.75.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, there's been some teams.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say there's been some starters with some really good performances so far. Like Marcus Stroman, he hasn't given up a run in his first 2 starts this year. So some of these guys are just looking nasty right off the bat.
I'm sure they'll take it. Definitely.
Yeah, you asked about baseball. What I liked tonight, I did like the Mets. Before the game, they were a dog, about even money. Now they're minus 150 live. They're tied 2-2 with the Padres, but I still think the Mets can win it. They were actually down and came back, so they're playing well.
There you go, boys and girls. It's how about the Jays? You've been watching them. Are they getting any better, or what's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, their offense is great. Like, don't get me wrong. Their offense is incredible. It's just their pitching is absolutely awful. But they probably Kevin Gossman's been their best guy, so probably have a good chance to win on the run line today. I would think because they did. I believe I didn't watch last night's game, but I think they got out to. They went down. They were down 3-0 early, but I think they came back eventually and won that one. So
yeah, I think you're right.
Once again, the offense coming through, Jim. It doesn't matter how many runs they're down. They come right back. They got 1 8-run inning, and then it's over.
It's funny. I was watching as I said, the Nationals Angels game last night, and the interesting thing with Ohtani is the Nationals were barreling him up. The problem was, the ball wasn't flying, and one of the great benefits, and people tend to forget this, all along the West Coast from San Francisco down to San Diego, you get around 7:30 or so, that marine layer kind of starts rolling in. So the ball doesn't carry at all. It's like, you really have to hit the ball hard to get it out of the ballpark. And I think that last night, not saying the Nationals were smack 8 home runs, that's not at all. But Ohtani's like Scherzer in this respect. They both pitch to contact and they don't mind it because that's a short out. You'll get the out and boom, you're continued. Keeps your pitch count. Other guys don't like that. They don't like to pitch to contact because they're afraid the guy's going to get a hit or whatever. But it seems like Ohtani doesn't, he's not in that school. He'll go and he'll challenge you knowing that it's quite possible you'll hit the ball, but you're going to hit it where he wants it. You're not going to hit it where he wants it. So
yeah, definitely, right. And that's the other thing is sometimes it's even better on the guy because if you're a strikeout pitcher, you're going to blow your arm out a lot quicker. You're really just trying to make the guy miss every time. So
yeah, and we've talked about Jacob deGrom. I mean, he's the poster boy for that. Jacob, gets 12 strikeouts and he's in the 5th inning and he's pitched 107 pitches to get them.
And then misses the next 5 games.
Right. But that guy we're not his agent. So that's the situation.
They showed an agent the other day. I don't know who he is, but I know he's a big agent.
Mm-hmm.
That Boris guy.
Oh, Scott Boris.
Yeah, Scott Boris. I was like, why are they showing this guy on TV at the game? Like, he is just, I mean, he's good at his job. He's out there to get the best for his players. But some of the things he does to get his guys deals, it's just ridiculous.
It's the funny thing about it and about that whole situation is that Scott, let's say I'm Scott negotiating your contract. And we get a call from the Blue Jays. And I'll tell them, okay, here's what, you'll give me a number. Somebody will give me a number. No, we're not close. Now, he never counters it. So you don't know if you're bidding against yourself or anybody else in that regard. There's no counter offer from Scott. So, if you're a general manager, it's give me your best and final because you're not gonna. He likes to get teams in bidding against each other, but you don't know who the other team is you're bidding against.
Yeah, he's sly. That's the word I'm looking for. He's sly with the way he does business.
Well, Scott was a second baseman in the St. Louis Cardinals organization until he blew his knee out, and that was back in the day when you couldn't repair the knee as easily as you can now, and so. He became a representative and an agent, and built himself up, and the rest is, as they say, history. But Scott has been known, starting with the Alex Rodriguez deal that he did with the Mariners. That was the Mariners paid $150 million more than the Mets did. Nobody knew it at the time. But that's how it turned out.
Yep.
It's amazing. $250 million now we can get you second baseman.
Yeah. It's only going to go up.
I don't know. I think somewhere down the line here, the bubble is going to burst. I'm not sure when, but we've got these regional sports networks going out of business. You know, they basically were hoping that they're banking on cable, and that wasn't people cut the cord, and so the more people cut the cord, you know, the more that guaranteed cash is not coming to the door. So that's something they got to look out for. But anyway, all right, my friend, we will get you out of here so that you can continue with your heavy work day this afternoon. Any thoughts before we head on out?
No, just enjoy again. Once again, enjoy the Champions League games today. They're probably not going to be as good as yesterday, but still
And
some
the
great
weather.
matchups.
Yes. The weather in Canada and the Eastern United States is pretty nice today. So.
It's getting hot here, and it's about 24 today. And I know 24 doesn't sound hot, but if you're in Canada, 24 is hot.
Well, it's the difference between Celsius. It's 70 degrees, which is approximately the same temperature we're talking about. So give or take a degree here or there. But anyway, enjoy your day. Amadeus, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see all you guys tomorrow as well. Okay? Until then, take care.